Welcome back to Flex's how-to series. In this episode, we're going to be going over a new feature that is our FlexBlast, which is an email blast feature that is able to send out emails to large groupings or all of your patients inside your open dental database. To have access to this feature, you simply need to be running Flex version 4.1.7. To check what version of Flex you are running, simply go to the top right of your page and click on the Flex logo, and click Yes to check if there's an update available. You will see that there is a version available if you are not on the current version, and it will also tell you what version you are currently running. As long as the version you are currently running is 4.1.7 or higher, you should have access to the FlexBlast feature. To access the feature, simply go to your communications icon bubble, which is on the top left, and once this is clicked, there will be two options, one for text messaging and one for the FlexBlast. In this situation, we want to click the FlexBlast to bring up the templates, as well as creating any new templates, as you'll see here shortly. On the left, there are 4 default templates that Flex has installed and created for you for free. One is a newsletter. One is a holiday office closure. An end-of-year insurance benefits. And a special offer. Any of these default templates can be rearranged and edited by you or your staff to your liking and do not need to conform to the formatting that we have created for you. But if you do want to create your own template, you simply go to the bottom here and you'll see there's 4 options. For now, let's create our new template. We'll name this template Test for the use of this video and click Submit. And you'll see it shows up instantly on the left. All you'd have to do is click and it will show a blank content template. As you see here, it'll say no content here, drag new content from the content panel. For the content panel, all you simply need to do is drag and drop any of these options. And you see here you have text, image, a button, a divider, social, HTML if you know HTML code, and then video. For the sake of this video, let's keep it simple and we'll use text. We'll drag and drop over here. And you'll see it create a text block, which once you click inside of, you can add any text that you would like. And as you noticed, when you click inside these text blocks, a formatting bar will appear to further allow you to customize your text. If you click outside of it, the formatting bar will go away, and you'll see that the content panel has now turned into a content properties option, where it will let you customize text color, link color, the line height, and any padding if you had other options to the left, top, right, or bottom of your text block, and you wanted to pad it out so they're not on top of each other. If we wanted to go into rows, and let's say we wanted to add 2 logos above or below this text block, we would simply click the rows that fits what our needs are and drag it over to either the top or the bottom. And you'll see that there's no content and it's asking us to drag content into these 2 separate blocks now. So if we go back to content, we could go to image, drag over, and you'll see if we do that for both, it'll create a image block where it's asking us to drag a file here, and we need to browse to find those files. So if we click browse, there are 3 options in terms of the file manager. We can upload our own photos, we can import them if there's already on our computer, or we can search for free photos. If we wanted to search for free photos, you'll see here it'll ask you about what image you want to search for. So we'll just be very vague for the use of this video and type in dental and search. It'll show you a bunch of free dental pictures that you're able to use on your templates. So for this, let's use this other toothbrush picture here. We'll click import. And you'll see here in a second, there'll now be 2 images for us to use. And we'll use one of each for each content block that was in the template we just made. So we'll click right inside the image. It'll automatically add that. We click browse on the right. And we'll go ahead and add the second image over by clicking inside the image here. And there you go. Now you see that there's 2 images above your text block. And if you wanted to customize the image's height, all you would simply have to do is make sure that this image is clicked. You can disable the auto width, which will allow you to drag and drop, as you can see resizing the image. You can apply effects on the image. Once this loads up, you'll see certain images for resizing and cropping and a filter. After you change any of these, you can click save, but for the purpose again of this, we'll hit cancel. You can also do the padding options as you could for the text. So now you know how to add content, specify what the rows are going to be for the content panels. And then the settings is just the area width, which we see will increase or decrease every single content area width on the template. You can create a background color. You can create a content area background color, which is only for the content blocks that you've created. Now you'll notice here the image stays white, and that's just the type of image that it is. It does not have a transparent background like the image on the left. So just be careful if you're changing color there. You can do a default font and your link color if you had any links inside the email. So now let's say we're done customizing this template and we wanted to send it out to our patients. If we go to select your patients, we have a multitude of options in terms of what type of grouping of patients to send it to, or keeping it to the default, we'll send it to all of your patients as long as they have a status of patient and they're younger than 125, which should cover most patients. If you look and check each option, you'll see that you can customize it based on the drop-downs. And this drop-down is patients last seen within time frame, all patients who have an upcoming appointment or not, gender specific, patient status specific, a minimum and maximum age that you can change, if you want to restrict it by insurance or not, any procedures that have already been performed, you can have the codes in here. You can also add in terms of procedures that have already been planned out for the future, or procedures that have been performed in the past. And finally, if they've ever received a blast within the time frame, again, within the drop down here. So if we hit See Patient List, you'll see that with my Open Dental, I only have 6 patients in my database that are listed here. All you need to do now to send the blast out is name your subject line. For this, we'll say test, and we'll hit send email now. You'll notice you get an email queued successfully prompt, and you have now successfully sent out your first FlexBlast to all of your patients. Now, with this being said, I did want to just clarify that email blasts do differ slightly from a normal email service that is free. Sometimes it does take an hour or so for all of your patients to receive the blast. It's more of a domino effect, as they are typically a very large grouping in terms of hundreds or even thousands of patients. So just give that a little bit of time, as you might not see that instantaneous delivery to the whole group. Now, there are a couple other features here that I just wanted to go over before we end this episode. If you wanted to preview what your template looked like on a mobile device or your computer, in email format prior to sending, if you go to Actions and hit Preview, you'll see here the default is the desktop view, which would be your email on a computer. Or you can go to Mobile, and you'll see how it changes the pictures to be on top of each other. That's just because the screen size is so much shorter in terms of its width that it wants to stack them on top of each other for an easier viewing experience. So if you're going to be sending a template out, just make sure it looks okay on a mobile as well as a desktop preview. You can also go to Actions and send an email to yourself. All you would have to do is type in your email here and hit send. And lastly, there is a Show Structures button, and you'll see that there's dotted lines on each content, and you can kind of see how they are aligned in terms of the rows and so forth. But with that being said, that ends this video of the FlexBlast feature in the How to Flex series. If you have any questions, or reach out via email or phone to our support line. Thank you very much.